Let's create geonode. Call it glass donut. Dive inside. Let's create our donut. It's torus. Orientation X. Size 0.5, 0.15. Rows 400. Columns 800. Good. Now we should add some noise with point warp. Noise. I'm gonna use anti-aliased flow noise because it has the flow attribute. Let's add this noise to the current position and this is what we got. Let's tweak the parameters a bit. Roughness should be 0.6, octaves 4, frequency 4, these ones should be 0, and the amplitude should be 0.025. Okay, here's our donut. The anti-aliased flow noise has the flow parameter, which allows us to cycle through noise. So we have the 0 and 1 would be the same image of the noise, and while we scroll this or animate it, there would be some motion. So we can create some loops with ease. That's what we're gonna do. We promote this parameter because we can't animate in VOPs. Kill this small stuff. We don't need this, we don't need this. We're gonna separate this and animate it. Set to 30 FPS and animate it from 0 to 1. Set the interpolation to linear and move this frame to 301. Otherwise, the first frame and the frame 300 will have the same noise pattern. And I'm gonna have a bump in the animation, you know? So we don't need this. I'm gonna move it one frame further. Okay. Now we need to add a poly extrude. Extruded by 0.05. And don't forget to press output back. Otherwise it will just displace the thing. And now I have 2 layers. Okay, that was the idea. Output. Modeling wise, it's done. Redshift, output, custom, create a camera, shut, 0.10, selected, output, never mind, advanced. We don't need the global illumination here because it's gonna be just glass and black background. Globals, set it as is for now, and go to the materials tab and press Redshift material, builder, glass, standard, diffuse 0, reflection 1, roughness 0, transmission 1. Amazing glass material. Apply it to our geonode. Okay, the camera should be at 120 millimeters focal length. Press the lock. I'll adjust it. I'll just eyeball it. Where is it? Where's the fun part of the image? Somewhere here. Okay. And we need to create the HDRI to light the glass. I'm gonna use After Effects. You can use whatever program you prefer. It's just a simple gradient with color. 4000 pixels by 2000 pixels. Call it gradient. Solid, one for background. One for the gradient itself. I'm gonna use circle and just feather it out. Then create an adjustment layer called exposure. Adjust exposure a bit so the fall off will look a bit more realistic. Well, perhaps like this. And just stretch the thing out a little bit and color it. You can use the default node. There's a preset for colorizing stuff. I prefer using Video Copilot Color Vibrance, which is almost the same, but it shifts hue a bit depending on the intensity of the white. So perhaps it will look a bit better. Anyway, something like this. So it's going to be our first gradient. Save it, render it out. And the second one's going to be the same, but it's going to be stretched like this. Redshift has the option to tweak the hue of the HDRI map in the dome light, but it can't color it, so this gradient should be of some color to begin with. So let's go back to Houdini and create dome light. Call it light dome 01. Select our default color space, hue saturation. Okay, will work for now. Now we can also we should tweak the resolution, 1920 by 1080. Okay, let's render it. Okay. Let's rotate the light. There we are. Let's zoom to find some more interesting angle for the camera. Something like this. And maybe create another light. And move this one as well. Tweak the color. And move it a bit as well. Just has some interesting color contrast. This is a weird spot. Okay, so we can tweak the globals. So probably we can fix these dark parts by increasing the amount of refraction tracing depth. So let's save this image as a reference point. And let's try to get rid of these dark parts. So trace depth. Combine 24. Nah. So it may look better in some cases, but for this particular project it's just not worth it. The render times increased drastically with these, and it didn't fix these parts. So I'd rather tweak the angles of the light. So this one is probably from this one. I'm gonna leave this part dark. Yeah, I'd say it's a good solution. Anyway, we can continue to tweak the light. The blues. But it's more of an artistic choice. I'd rather fix these things. Let's switch to the full res render so we can see it better. So here is the problematic part. Because of the lack of the polygons, the interpolation of the surface tend to break things up. We can change it by just increasing the amount of polygons, but not before the noise, but rather after it. I'd rather not add subdivide here, because it can just slow down the viewport, and it's not a very convenient thing to do. I'd rather use the tessellation displacement and just tweak the minimum edge length, set it to 0. That would mean that all the polygons will be subdivided no matter the size they take on screen. And maximum subdivision 6 will be just insanely high number. We should stick to 2. Kill the screen space adaptive toggle and try to render again. Render times will increase, but these things will be much more pleasant to look at, which is the goal. Looks kinda nice, I'd say. So that's it.